Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video I'll be going through the Port Adelaide vs St Kilda game, in which it was really another really poor game for a lot of us that have a lot of the St Kilda boys, as again they lose, they don't look as competitive. There's no chipmunk sort of game style anymore for St Kilda. It's way too quick and turnover heavy, and yeah, they just get dominated, honestly. And that's the reason why all their primos are not doing well. It didn't help that Royal Marshall now has a knee injury, and there's a potential for him to be out, as well as Rosie and Palpepper and Alira all out as well. So there's a potential that there was about 4 or 5 injuries from this game. Jack Steele didn't look good as well on his knee, so he's struggling as well. So just injury after injury, no one really scored well. So yeah, a pretty poor day or night, I guess, for anyone that had anyone in this game. So before we get into this video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, and let's get into this recap. So, Ollie Wines 113, he really came alive in the last with a 41. Yeah, I thought he didn't really do much, and then that's what I thought actually happened, and it was kind of annoying. Spent some time in the ruck. I think he ended up with a hit out or two, which was weird, but I mean, he does him or whatever. Where is it? There's a hit out here, and did he have another hit out? No, just one hit out. Burgoyne was pretty good, especially in the last, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, pretty good second half from him, 65 in the second half. Not really a fancy relevant option, even though he was 28 break even for 88k. Just sort of came alive at the wrong time of the year for these mid prices and non sort of rookie, because I'm pretty sure he's not a rookie. But anyway, Drew 106, he's been actually pretty good all this year, averaging roughly 90, so that was alright. Butters 98, he just never really got off the leash. Did really well in the first, but it wasn't his, I think he ended up with like a 79 Supercoach, so yeah, it wasn't the greatest Supercoach scoring. But yeah, 98, it's alright, could have been better, but yeah, it just sucks, man. It's as simple as that, just sucks. Sweet 96, so Houston 97, Sweet 96, almost tempted to go Sweet with Marshall potentially injured or something, but I'll probably just stick him on the bench, to be honest with you. Yeah, we'll see. If Marshall is injured, then I may just go to Sweet and just try and go and hit the home run type of play and grab like someone off a Dempsey or something like that. But we'll see. I've just been ravaged by injuries and subs in the last couple of weeks and stuff. So yeah, a lot to learn from this year, I think. And Marshall's injured. Marshall's downturn has just really come at the wrong time, as he looked, and all things pointed towards him doing a really, really, really good. They had obviously the only downturn. The only thing you could really point it at for him to not have a good run was the 3 games in 11 days. Other than that, he had Sweet, it's his first game rucking in the AFL in the past like 3 or 4 years as a solo. You've got he had GWS, which is statistically one of the best teams to ruck against. Port as well is one of the best teams to ruck against, even if it's solo. And he'd scored 138 the week before. He'd gone like 120, 130, and then went 130, and then it's just gone 50 and 70. So these things happen, and it's at times like this where you think you're really bad at the game and stuff like that, and you think so it's just trying to find what went wrong and why did it go wrong. And there's part of me that says, yeah, I should have obviously just gone English, etc. But English wasn't performing well. The role wasn't necessarily there for English. So it's times like this where I think it's just sometimes unlucky that it can happen. And so yeah, Royal Marshall probably was the wrong decision in Supercoach, but probably the right decision in Fantasy, which kind of is almost counterintuitive. But yeah, we'll see. We'll adjust, I guess. Rosie injured 89. Looks like a 1 or 2 weeker, so that'll be decisions for people. Farrell, Dixon, Bergman, Horn-Francis, Boak, Zirk Thatcher, Burn-Jones, Radigalia, Jones, Rioli, Mead, Palpepper. Mead came on and scored a 53 because Aaliyah got subbed out at half time. Georgiades, Williams, Marshall, and then I think you'll find Alira is down there if you were able to scroll off this, which I don't think you can do. Then we go to St Kilda. Sinclair 108. He was really poor early on, if I remember correctly. He did get the disposals here, but I think he had like 4 or 5 clangers early on, and then fixed it up from there. One thing I just don't like with the way St Kilda is using the ball at the moment is they're trying to bite off way too much, and I think that's just a case in point with Sinclair, Wangadeen, Malira, and Bonner. They all ended up with, I think, combined somewhere around that 15 to 20 clangers in total, and I wouldn't be surprised if we'll actually do this and show you what ended up being the case. If we go here, match report, here, my stats. Here, turnovers, Wangadeen, Malira 8, Sinclair 6, and Bonner 5. Oh, Bonner only actually ended up with 2 clangers, but what's that, 15 clangers between them and 19 turnovers. Whereas you look at the halfbacks for the Port side, you got Dylan Williams at 4, you got Dan Houston at 3, Kane Farrell at 3, and then you've also got, where is he down here as well? No one else down here. So they probably had about 5-6 less turnovers in general. And you look at the turnovers here, and you look at it, 72 turnovers to 65. That's where the game is won. Turning it over, I know Bonner had a really bad one as well. That conceded a goal to Rosie, I believe, in like the first. But yeah, just bad turnovers, bad kicking. They need to get back to their slow game. I reckon that's going to be the best way to do it. And yeah, Marshall, no, I don't think Marshall, yeah. So it's just, I think they've tried to change way too much up St Kilda, and it's really starting to hurt them that they're not playing their usual, because they're getting cut up on offense when they're defending, and they're not really ever going to score well because of their this kick down the line style of footy when it or when they get down to the sideline. There's never chip in ball. There's never a chip on the 45 inwards. It's always just down the line, so that really is a slow play. Whereas if they they're sort of, it's just not working for them getting it out of the back half, to be honest with you. It's as simple as that, and they got to find a way to better, and I reckon it is going slow, just kicking it about, trying to find those short 15-20 meter kicks. That'll get better. Who do they have? I don't know who they have next week, but hopefully they have a better matchup. It might be North Melbourne, which should be better for a lot of the Saints boys. But we'll wait and see if I want to trade out Marshall on either platform. But anyway, Wanganeen Malira 96 started off really good, but just turnover after turnover. Nothing in the second quarter. It was just really poor by Wanganeen Malira, to be honest with you. And yeah, he hasn't really taken that next step, which is obviously, and I think a lot of content creators will say this, is finding that player to take the next step is one of the hardest things. This natural improvement is one of the hardest things to spot, and you can see the countless examples of players, of us just missing on players, and Wanganeen Malira seems like that guy. Or it doesn't, it seems like they want to give him that role, but they don't want to give him that role. Because they want, it still seems like they're giving some of the role to, the guys like, they didn't even give Stocker that much of a, I need to look at the kickouts again, but yeah, it's just weird that they're splitting the kickouts up so much, and it seems like they don't know what to do off the kickouts, to be honest with you. Or at least they don't know what to do off the secondary kick out of a kickout. So something seems off in their distribution at the moment. Wilson and a 92, and I didn't see this coming, to be honest. I had actually fielded Garcia, and if I had seen Darcy Wilson would do this, I would have, and I had some flexibility in my Supercoach side, I would have put Darcy Wilson as an emergency on the in the forward line, and if I had actually seen this coming, I would have put him on field in the forwards for fantasy. But I put Garcia, and you'll see down here Garcia didn't do too well. Bonner 80. He's just sort of trudging along. He's not really doing any damage, but again, we almost need to hold him just because at the moment it just sucks for every other option. Marshall injured in the first, and he did all right outside of that, but didn't really do anything outstanding. So do we hold? Do we not? I think it's more of a hold in fantasy than Supercoach, just because in Supercoach he's going to lose a bunch of money. And he's just losing so much to the likes of English because he's not getting the hit outs to advantage. Steele 72 did did a lot in the first half and then nothing in the second. Windhager 66, Burns 65, Wilkie, Higgins. No one else here really noticeable, and then Garcia 41. I think it was 41 in Supercoach as well. Just didn't get involved in the game as much, and didn't get the tackles that he needs, or necessarily didn't obviously kick a goal, and don't think he took a mark all day. Well, took one mark all day, and so that just is really poor. But anyway, that pretty much is the video there, and I think this game just sort of sums up Fantasy and Supercoach, is that you can have it sort of all going your way, but sometimes you just need to miss the carnage that can happen. And unluckily for me, I seem to always get stuck in the St Kilda carnage that happens every single year. So it's probably on me that I need to get away from St Kilda boys next year, as having 4 primos in one team probably isn't the plan going forward, or 4 players from one side. Well, it's actually about 6 players from one side. So just trying to stick away from St Kilda next year, probably a better bet, as I don't think their style of football at the moment, with the way that they're trying to play, links up to what's actually going to be a good fantasy scorer, just because they're not playing the kick to kick anymore, but they're not. But they're also turning the ball heavily over because they're trying to play way too quick, and they're not getting the tackling in that sort of style gets points for. So it really isn't the best fantasy setup at the moment for St Kilda. So we're just going to have to try and make sort of logical decisions from there, and make better trades to, I guess, maneuver around their strategy. But hopefully Marshall isn't injured, because if he's injured, then he is a trade out. But and how we're going to play with Sweet now that he's scored 96, I think he's a must trade in as well. So we'll see what to do there. But anyway, that is the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.